Good morning, everybody. I'm Eureka John, and you're at Eureka Street Crypto Hub, and I'm broadcasting live at 5:44 in the morning. Let me fix this camera here, and I'm broadcasting from Leander, Texas, just a suburb outside Austin. I have to travel all the way across Austin, plus an extra, 30 minutes south to get to work, my daily commute. So I wake up at the butt crack before dawn every single day to talk about every single thing that I've learned in crypto every single day. And I do this every day. This is my brain dump because I read books, listen to podcasts, read articles, watch videos, and everything every single day, trying to do research in this space, to keep up on top of it. This is a newly emerging technology with Web 3.0. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. I was young whenever the internet first came out, and of course I was too young to jump on that opportunity. I mean, I wasn't too young, I guess. I mean, there was, but I was just listening to some podcast of some dude named G Money yesterday on the way down to work, sitting there talking about how he got into finance and stock trading at 12 years old, man. So I guess I wasn't too young. I guess the internet came out around 91, and I was like 16. Yes, I'm dating myself. And yeah. All right, so this is episode number 330, and I do this every day. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not shilling anything. I might shill my own bags from here and there, here to there, but it's just, it's what you do. You support the projects you like. And let's see. I'm not your financial advisor. I don't get into TA and all those cups and handles and Head and Shoulders and all that type of stuff and wicks and candles. No, don't do any of that. No Wyckoff effects over here. It's just me sitting here, kind of just looking at the charts here, like I'm opening the newspaper and looking at all the baseball and football stats every single day, just kind of doing a little pulse check on it to see what's going on. And I'm not your teacher, though. I'm not here creating instructional videos. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, right? Just because I like a project and I have done well with a project, or I don't like a project, doesn't mean that you need to take that same opinion, because what works for me might not work for you, all right? So, all right. And I do dollar cost average every single paycheck. Today's payday for me, and the market is down. That is awesome. That means I can buy, maybe I'll pitch in a little extra because all my bills are taken care of. I will throw down a little extra this time because the market is down. It's really painful sometimes when it is payday and I'm dollar cost averaging and everything's like blowing and going and total bull run, and I'm just like, okay, I've committed to dollar cost averaging. Here goes. So yeah, I'm really happy to see this red market. I mean, look at this. This is beautiful. Yes, the red light of Mars shines upon us. Bitcoin's at $56,711.08. Ethereum 4,133.40. Binance Coin 559.89. Tether dollar. Oh, well, it's a stable coin. Solana 201.45. Cardano $1.81. XRP $1.05. Polkadot 39.59, and USDC is a stable coin at 99.99867 cents. The Doge and the Sheebs right there neck and neck. Doge is at 22 and the Sheebs is some weird number below zero. I don't really pay attention to them too much. I do admit I did buy some Doge back in 2018, and I did pretty well, man. I made a couple $100 off of Doge, right? So more power to the people that'll do it, but it is pure gambling. All right. So yeah, there's nothing substantial behind Doge except for a funny story with Jackson Palmer and Billy Marcus making the meme coin in order to make fun of all the bra tech Bitcoin guys, and sitting here getting so serious about the market. And he said, man, this is what crypto's about. Crypto's supposed to be about fun, right? So let's keep that aspect of fun. And he created Dogecoin, and then suddenly, it carried on, and he dropped the project because of just a bunch of stuff and people getting super serious about speculating and all that stuff with it. And he got out of it, and then it got picked up by just some random people, just kept and carried the project. And then Elon Musk got a hold of it, and then it just went through the roof. And it's been kind of right around here ever since. And Elon Musk has since chilled out on the Doge, but it still seems to be right around the 20 cent mark. And yeah, it's down, but it's just insane to me that these meme coins can do this. Same thing with Shiba Inu. Doge is a fork of Bitcoin. I think it's a fork of Litecoin actually. So it's like Bitcoin, no, it went to some other coin. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but that was a fork of Bitcoin, and then that became then Dogecoin was a fork off of that. So it's kind of a third. It's like my third cousin. It's okay. I can marry her. So, so no, but and then Shiba Inu is built on Ethereum, so it's an ERC20 token. So I don't know. Avalanche 106.21. Avalanche has been one of the ones doing well, and it's gone inverse to the market. And I think a lot of people are kind of disgusted with the Ethereum fees right now, like the average Joes and stuff like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Ethereum, but Ethereum is going to end up being like a settlement layer. It's going to be a place for like bigwigs and institutions and stuff like that to settle at the end of the day. I've used the restaurant before of the analogy. You have all the waiters going around taking care of their tables, and they make the tips and all that. And that's the layer 2 solutions. Those are other faster, more scalable blockchains like Avalanche and maybe even Cardano, Solana, Cosmos, and stuff like that. And taking care of these. But then at the end of the day, the GM comes and gathers all the receipts and the cash and all that stuff, and takes all that in the little zip bag and goes to the bank. And all that stuff ends up being settled on Ethereum. And the reason I include these other blockchains in there is because all those blockchains bridge to Ethereum and not vice versa. I mean, everybody's making sure that they are compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine. And so it's like all roads lead to Rome, right? And so Ethereum is kind of taking that place, except for Bitcoin. But Bitcoin and Ethereum are like apples and oranges. They're not the same thing. It's why I like both, and I have both. They both have their function. So I don't compare those. And then things like Cosmos and Avalanche and stuff like that, I think that they're going to have their place in certain industries. Theta network is an amazing blockchain, super fast, super scalable, but it's geared towards the entertainment industry and the content delivery networks and things like that. So there's niches, right? Okay, and it's also Ethereum compatible, right? You can write Solidity code. Developers can jump back and forth from Theta to Ethereum using the same type of code, easily transferable. All right, so let's look down here. Let's see. Is there anything and specifically important off the top of my head that I can think of? Oh, Sandbox has gone through the roof lately as well. Same thing with Decentraland, I believe, the Mana token. So yeah, I've been wanting to look into Magic Internet Money and the Spell token too. This is something. So all right, so I think we're kind of getting a general feel of the market. Olympus, I'm a big fan of Ohm and the Olympus DAO, and and the Magic Internet Money and the Time token. So Time is a fork of Olympus, but it's on Avalanche blockchain. So I do have some Ohm locked up, but I also have Time on the Avalanche blockchain locked up as well. And you can do liquidity pools, I believe, of Time and Magic Internet Money and do pretty well. So I don't know. Anyway, I digress. So okay. So I have plenty of bookmarks. Yesterday I talked about this Mad Realities TV, which is basically kind of a fusion and a meshing of reality TV meets dating show meets NFTs meets like choose your own adventure, and it's pretty rad. I mean, I like the whole idea, an interactive dating show that anyone can participate, powered by crypto, right? And I went through the entire description yesterday, so I'm not going to beat that horse to death. Hold on one second. I got talking too much. My mouth is drying up. Okay, so anyway, I found that by going to the Constitution DAO, because I've been seeing Constitution DAO all over my Twitter. And if you don't know, basically, hold on. Constitution DAO. All right. If you don't know, basically a group of people have gotten together to try to buy the Constitution. I didn't know there was more than one copy of the Constitution, but apparently there's more than one copy of the Constitution. It's not just at the Capitol. It's there's like 11 copies of the Constitution, and there's one copy of the Constitution that was in private hands, and they were trying to buy the Constitution as with Ethereum. So it's interesting because never in the history of the world, I mean, this is kind of making Web3 a reality to a lot of people. So they memed this into reality. We made history, all of us, and I'll read that in a second. But I want to show you how I found this, the Mad Realities TV, because. All right, so where are you at? Ah, cool, man. So there's a lot of news going on around, a lot of buzz going on, and then if you see these two little scrolls up in somebody's Twitter handle, you know what that means. And I don't know why I'm harping so much on this. I saw Mad Reality. I thought it was spam. Man, apparently this has been a popular Twitter page to go to, because I can't even find the original post that I was looking at a couple days ago. Wow, man, this is completely blown up. Look at Gary Vee, okay. Dude, I could just spend the entire episode going through tweets on this. This is pretty rad. Okay, so okay. Wow. Okay. Okay, so I found out through about Mad Reality TV by looking at the Constitution DAO Twitter page. I can't find that post now, but it basically, I thought it was spam. It says, and it showed about people dating. Oh, it's probably in my bookmarks actually. But anyway, you're winning, son. We are going to buy it. Not now, Dad. I'm buying the Constitution. So this is such a Gen Z thing to do. I believe Packy M here led the charge. And Not Boring Capital, and then Alice Ma, who is also one of the founders of Mad Realities XYZ, is one of the people that was in charge of this project. And yeah, all these memes, dude. But they were not successful. Is kind of the end run, the end result. So let me go back to the top here, and I had no idea that it had gotten this much attention. Okay, so we showed the world what crypto and Web3, onboarding thousands of people in the process, including museum curators and art directors who are now excited to keep learning about Ethereum. And so all Sotheby's, I could never afford to shop at Sotheby's. We were the first DAO Sotheby's has ever worked with, but we're sure we won't be the last one. That's pretty rad. So as a DAO, they came in and decided they wanted to buy it. And a DAO, if you don't know what a DAO is, it's a decentralized autonomous organization. It's meant to be a horizontal type of organization with no CEO at the top, a community of people. The token holders, the governance holders in the DAO are all able to vote on specific policies and that affect the direction of the DAO. So, and the process or the payment, and they use systems, they use smart code, and the DAO is based on smart contracts and code as their source of truth and as their source of authority. So let's see here. We showed the world what crypto and Web3 onboarding thousands of people. Okay, we didn't get the Constitution, but we made history nonetheless. We broke records for the largest crowd fund for a physical object, and most money crowdfunded in 72 hours, which of course will be refunded to everyone who participated. To all our 17,437 contributors, thank you. All right, so I bookmarked a few interesting highlights on this. Let's see here. One of the world's currency, one of the ETH is now, in my eyes, one of the world currencies. Surreal how far we've come. ETH is money. And then you have all these people, I guess, at Sotheby's taking calls for bids. Look at this lady in these glasses. Yeah, these glasses that come back. My wife is wearing these glasses now. It's like they were so nerdy in the 80s, and here they are. They're coming back full circle. All the Gen Z kids are like wearing these glasses, and they're so cool. I mean, look at me. This is my fourth grade picture. Like, I was cool then. I thought those glasses were so nerdy. I thought they were nerdy, you know. But man, if I would have held on to those glasses, maybe I could have sold them, speculated on my glasses. I don't know. But now I have LASIK. So anyway, that was a sidetrack. Moment, the first time in history, a lot in Sotheby's is sold in ETH, and then Banksy is hashtagged. So I think I believe as Banksy is going to be starting to put stuff up and start taking his pieces in Ethereum now. So it's moving that direction. The crypto is going to become the premier money, and cash, US dollar, is going to be for the plebes, for the people on the social credit system, for the people on UBI, for the people who live on the airdrops, the actual people who have the money and have and are making it in society will be using Ethereum and Bitcoin and who knows what other cryptocurrency. But yeah, cash is trash. The dollar is going bye-bye. So yeah, not sure how Bitcoin maxis will react to this one. And then ultrasound flippening, I guess there, needs maxi. Denial mostly. So yeah, it can only, and then somebody here says, it can only serve as a token. They will bankrupt when another ETH clone outperforms it. You guys need to understand the concept of hard money before sticking to those manipulative assets. ETH is just an arcade token kind of token for the certain. I've heard this, you know. Bio checks out. He's an ape. Yeah. That's just a typical argument. You know, ETH is the foundation and the infrastructure of the entire DeFi movement that has come through. And even Bitcoin people are quietly putting their Bitcoin into BTC Cafe and BitGo, wrapping it up and putting it on the Ethereum blockchain so they can collateralize it. And how do they do that? Ethereum. Okay. So I love Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a great store of value. And just like gold, you know, it has been a preserver of wealth for centuries and millennia even. Yeah, I think Bitcoin stands to possibly do that. I believe nation state contracts and transactions will be made on Bitcoin. I know Bitcoin doesn't really support smart contracts right now, but there is technology being developed to help that. But Bitcoin is definitely the most secure and the most decentralized blockchain out there. And what are you selling when you're selling block space? You're selling block space. You're selling truth, right? What are you buying whenever you buy whenever you do a transaction on Bitcoin and you pay that transaction fee? You're buying a place to put your truth. You know, so nation states, you know, doing some kind of large $1 trillion transaction or, you know, a huge transaction, you know, back and forth to each other, peace agreements, stuff like that. That's probably maybe where I think Bitcoin would be going towards, this preservation of truth, where Ethereum is going to be running the entire financial system. And that's just my opinion, man. But that's what I think, where I think things are going. And, you know, what do I know, though? I'm just some working schlep that wakes up in the morning to shout at a microphone and a video camera before I go to work at a manufacturing plant. So I don't know anything. So anyway, let's go back here. And I want to look at some more of these bookmarks. So I love this meme that Plan B meant. Plan B is a Bitcoin maxi. So here he is. I'm gonna pull this one out here. All right. So here's the Constitution. All right. Okay. And he's going there with his little mouse. Right click, save image as, and he's naming it Constitution DAO. And he's saving. That is the old right click and save argument that anti-NFTers constantly use. They're not getting the big picture. Yeah, sure, you can right click and save and all that stuff, but it's all about property rights. It's the new Magna Carta of the metaverse. You know, peasants back in the 10th and 11th century did not have property rights. You know, they were just peasants. And then the whole idea, the property rights, was written into a document, and things changed. And then a couple centuries later, the Renaissance era came into play. People are starting to realize that they have rights. And every single monumental paradigm shift in history has been about the whole idea and the notion of individual sovereignty and rights, and then property rights. And here we have rights for the metaverse as we move into the digital society, and it is inevitable. AI is inevitable. We are moving into 100% digital society, and this is seen with the transfer of value from gold to Bitcoin, and then people who grew up 100% native. I'm the last generation that grew up half analog and half. People can say millennials kind of saw the end of analog, but I grew up half analog and half digital. But Gen Zers, they are 100% digital, so their truth, everything that they know, they are 100% comfortable with Bitcoin, and they are comfortable with Ethereum. They are comfortable with digital assets, and then they are comfortable with the ownership of those digital assets because they've been doing nothing but playing in the digital world their entire lives. And that's only going to get more and more acute as we move on. As my young kids, I have a 21-year-old daughter, she's 100% digital, and then now I have some small children as well, and they are growing up 100% in the digital space. Although we don't sit there and keep Oculuses at the house, and we don't keep the TV playing on Netflix, and I make sure they get outside and all this other stuff. But so the whole notion of value of digital assets is completely changing, and I can't remember where I was going that, but you have the naysayers, and I love Chris Bleck. I think Chris Bleck is a needed voice in the space. He says, so if the Constitution DAO had won, this was the plan. The piece would have been legally owned by an LLC, which in turn was owned by two people. If anything happened to them, the next of kin would have inherited it and probably tried to sell it while the fake DAO wept. Chris Bleck he's a gem in the space, and just when everybody is super, he's that guy at your Christmas party and at your Thanksgiving dinner that constantly has to remind everybody that Thanksgiving is a product of colonialism, and that Christmas, that it is it's a pagan holiday, and that it was used to worship the god of Saturn. I can't remember the whole soul something is what Christmas was. It's the shortest day of the year and the symbol of rebirth and many religions and all that. Okay, we get that, and a lot of times we may know that, but we just want to have a dinner with our families in a lot of cases. But it's good to be aware of that stuff, as you grow and you educate and you foster your own education and stuff like that. But at the dinner table with grandma is probably not the place, So what's going on here? Okay, so anyway, let's look this up. I used to be that person. When I was going through grad school, I thought I was the smartest person in the room everywhere I went, and I was that guy, and I'm not saying Chris Bleck's that guy. His voice is definitely needed in this overly, I don't know, twittery, leftist type of space. Chris Bleck is a welcome voice. So how can the governance of the DAO be legally binding on whatever entity it owns? The Constitution, on whatever entity owns the Constitution, if they are separate entities. The two owners of the LLC, Alice Ma, who is also one of the founders of that dating TV show, and Julian Weissner, which will direct the legal actions of endowment, are trusted community members and delegates of the DAO who have been committed to the vision of DAO ownership since the project's inception. We are able to change the ownership structure to whatever best reflects these values post-purchase. We will have more time for detailed discussion and deliberation of the appropriate governance mechanics and ownership structure after the auction, and the LLC owners are publicly committed to respecting the wishes of the community on this point. Endowment is legally bound, subject to the terms of the sponsorship agreements, to respect the LLC's direction. Okay, so that's good. They wanted to figure out how to take care of it and how to manage a document I mean, say for instance somebody came in and they wanted to buy the Constitution and they had a bunch of money, but they just wanted to use it, to mop the floor with, or to just crumple it up and stuff it in the back of a closet. Um, Will they legally have the right to buy the Constitution and that type of document if that's what they were going to do with it? Or say somebody wanted to create an art piece and they're anti, United States and anti-Constitution, and they wanted to buy it in order to go to the Capitol, the state Capitol, and pee on it, right? Is that legal? I'm not saying that these people are doing this, but what was their plan in order to take care of the Constitution after they had bought it? I mean, how much is going to be put into maintenance? Because you got to charge some expensive art handlers, and those people ain't cheap. I don't know how much they are because I'm not exposed to that industry, but I can't figure that it would be super cheap. So anyway, just some thoughts. I don't obviously have no educated decision on any of this. But anyway, I just okay. So Samuel P. Graffita says, this has been the most insane project I've ever worked on. In less than a week, we raised $40 million, onboarded thousands into crypto, got a massive PR boost for the Web3 space. We are going to make it. And I 100% believe that, So, yeah. Constitution DAO. Okay, here's what their official statement is. We did not win the bid for the copy of the Constitution. Hold on, let me fix this window so you can see it. So you can read along with me. Okay. We did not win the bid for the copy of the U.S. Constitution. For crying out loud. All right. For crying out loud. That's something my dad used to say. He still probably says. Okay. We did not win the bid for the copy of the U.S. Constitution. While this wasn't the outcome we hoped for, we still made history tonight with the Constitution DAO. This is the largest crowdfund for a physical object we're aware of, crypto or fiat. We are so incredibly grateful we've done this together with you all and are still in shock that we even got this far because it started off as a joke. Sotheby's has never worked with the DAO community before. We broke records for the most money crowdfunded in less than 72 hours. We have educated an entire cohort of people around the world, from museum curators and art directors to our grandmothers asking us what ETH is when they read us about us in the news, about the possibilities of Web3. And on the flip side, many of you have learned about what it means to steward an asset like the U.S. Constitution across museums and collections, or watch an art auction for the first time. Because yes, this was like one of the first times I ever really, really thought about like what it takes to really steward an asset of that caliber. I mean, you don't think about it, when somebody buys something, like when somebody buys a Lambo, because crypto's all these crypto heads want are the freaking Lambo. I don't want a Lambo. I have a beat up Subaru and I like it. But but what does it take to maintain a Lambo? You got to get the insurance. You got to buy all this maintenance and all this stuff, and parts for Lambos aren't cheap. And same thing with taking care of a document and a piece of fine art. You have to buy all the expensive stuff that comes with it. So anyway, we had 17,437 donors with a median donation size of $206.26. A significant percentage of these donations came from wallets that were initialized for the first time. So everything is on the blockchain. If you sign up for a wallet and you get your seed phrase and you get a new MetaMask and stuff like that, you become suddenly registered in a way without your identity, but you become a part of the Ethereum space, and a new wallet address comes into existence. And then so there's graphs that measure the amount of wallets that come into existence on the Ethereum blockchain, and then active wallets as well, monthly active users, MAU. So if you see MAU, that means monthly active users of people who are actively using their MetaMask wallets, and the amount of those. I'll pull up the graph here, I guess. I can see here. MetaMask MAU. All right. So let's see what we pull up. See if I can find an image on that. MetaMask surpasses 10 million monthly active users. So, I mean, I obviously don't have a single source for this, but now look at that. January 2020. And then it goes all the way up, and then it dips, and back in April. And then it goes all the way up. So you're looking at a lot of 10 million monthly active users. And these are active users, not just people who, have a MetaMask wallet just sitting there dead. So anyway, let's go back to this. So, where was I? Okay. So yeah, a significant percentage of these donations came from wallets that were initialized for the first time that weren't monthly active users. So you will be able to get a refund for your prorated amount, effectively minus gas fees. That could be significant too, because of the way gas fees are, through Juicebox. I don't know what Juicebox is. Please expect more details from us about this tomorrow, which is today now. Our team has not slept in the past week, and we're giving people the night to get some rest before we're back at it tomorrow in the morning. All right. Every one of you were a part of this. We also want to thank our partners in this work, Alameda Research, Endowment, FTX US, Juicebox, Morning Brew, and Syndicate DAO. So it's pretty cool, man. Yeah. So anyway, then I've just been following them. I got a lot of stuff that I need to talk about. I just, look at all these bookmarks. I'll get to them. But here's the Constitution DAO page. Bro, buying the Constitution. We're buying the Constitution, and it will be governed by the people. I don't know about that, but like I said, this was a huge statement. And there have been a lot of statements, like whenever the SEC tried to, they did, regulate Coinbase and their whole decentralized finance lending platform called Lend. It ended up going through all these crappy bills, but they tried to stuff it in some kind of infrastructure bill, all these little items that went against crypto, right? But the people in crypto saw that, because we're not stupid, right? And so everybody started calling their congressmen and calling the senators and stuff like that, and calling the House, and just making themselves known. And for the first time in history, crypto is making in Web3 is making itself known, and it's being taken seriously for the first time, and not just being called just like geek money or internet money, magic internet money, or stuff for video gamers. And it's becoming money, and obviously we have the case of El Salvador trying to force Bitcoin on its people, which is kind of goes contrary to the whole idea of what Bitcoin is supposed to be about personal liberty and freedom, and economic freedom, freedom of your finances and things like that, because you have no greater freedom than the freedom to use your money how you feel like. And the amount of tax you pay is the amount of slavery you have in your life. So if you pay 100% tax, you're 100% slave. And if you pay 40% tax, you're 40% slave, and so on and so forth. So anyway, it's just important concepts. And so if you're bringing in new money, and that's a big deal. And for the banks to be able to recognize that, for the government to be able to recognize that, because when they saw that pushback against those bills that Janet Yellen was trying to sneak into that infrastructure bill, they were taken aback, for sure. So I think in the future, politicians that support crypto will have an advantage. And I think it will be a stupid political move if you're a politician and you're going against crypto from here on out, because it will show that you are just a stick in the mud and that you're old and stodgy, and people don't want to vote for that right now. So I don't know, but what do I know? I'm just a guy getting my 401k, going down to my manufacturing plant job every single day. So yeah. Anyway, so I've rambled on long enough today. I need to, 36 minutes. I thought last time I looked down, it was 26 minutes, and here I am at 36 minutes, 10 minutes later, like a minute later for me. Okay, that's how it rolls. I'm going to get my ass to work, get my cheese, contribute to that GDP, and make my hard-earned money and dump it into crypto, and maybe buy a silly JPEG with it. So I don't know. Oh man. So yeah, here's all the people that donated to this. All right. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, not financial advice. Give it a little thumbs up if you liked the show and all that stuff. I don't really sit there and obsess over ratings and likes and all this stuff, but yeah, it is what it is, man. This show is kind of just it's fun. So I hope it never changes. I hope it never changes. All right, well, I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and tomorrow is Saturday, so yahoo! All right, later.